Hi everyone, it's Gary here with your Blue Nose Bulletin for Thursday, the 4th of July 2024. A big thank you to you all for joining us here on the 4th Officials YouTube channel. Over 1,300 of you now having hit that subscribe button, so thank you very much for your continued attention and watching our videos. On today's show, we'll be giving you all the latest with regards to Todd Cantwell, Connor Goldson, and Kenny McLean. And it's been an interesting 24 hours for Rangers midfielder Todd Cantwell. Now, anyone that's been aware of the situation regarding the agent Luis Enrique, who was involved in a little bit of controversy yesterday, where he had been floating the name of Todd Cantwell and a Norwegian midfielder, the name of Marcus Pedersen, to the Lecce coach Luca Gotti. Now transpired that he had found the wrong Luca Gotti on Instagram, but very much appeared that touting for business that Todd Cantwell may well be made available for Rangers this summer. And talk this morning in the press, Andy Devlin in the Scottish Sun, with a link with Todd Cantwell and James Bisgrove's new club in Saudi Arabia, Al Qadisiyah. Apologies if I've butchered that pronunciation, but the new club in Saudi Arabia of former Rangers Chief Executive James Bisgrove. And it's very much the impression of Andy Devlin that Todd Cantwell will be surplus to requirements at Rangers this summer and is available for transfer. And alongside the club that he's now at, they are now kind of very closely monitoring the situation regarding him. Now, we spoke a couple of weeks back regarding interest from Saudi Arabia in James Tavernier, and we'd spoke about there being two clubs in the mix for Tavernier. One, of course, being Al Ettifaq, the club that is managed by Stephen Gerrard. And in that same report from Andy Devlin in the Scottish Sun this morning, he reported that Al Qadisiyah, the team of James Bisgrove, are the second team in Saudi to be linked with the Rangers captain. Now, nothing transpiring as of yet with regards to an actual transfer bid for James Tavernier, but this is a story that is refusing to go away as things stand at the moment. So we'll watch with interest. Rangers fly out on Sunday for their pre-season training camp, and it's my understanding that Rangers are looking to get business done both in and out of the club ahead of flying out on Sunday for that training camp. Now, one of those players potentially for the exit door may well be Rangers vice-captain Connor Goldson. And Football Insider had an interview up today with former Aberdeen Chief Executive Keith Wyness, who had quite laughably suggested that Connor Goldson could be worth upwards of 25 million. Talk about being out of touch. Now, certainly it's my understanding that there are teams in Saudi Arabia, and we also spoke last week about Birmingham City's interest in Connor Goldson. Certainly won't be a fee anywhere near that sort of figure that I'm hearing to get Rangers to the table for Connor Goldson, and I firmly believe that he may well be a player that won't be at Ibrox come the beginning of the season. We spoke yesterday about Rangers' interest in the Norwich midfielder Kenny McLean having broken down. Now, that was down to the McLean camp's expectations, as I said yesterday. Weekly wage in the excess of kind of £30,000 a week was wanted by the camp, the Kenny McLean camp. Now, it's my understanding that it is a deal that all parties are working towards trying to get done. It's not totally dead at the moment, but certainly Rangers not interested in Kenny McLean at the level that we spoke of yesterday. Of course, he does have a 2-year deal still on the table at Norwich with an option for another year. So I would imagine Rangers would have to at least match those terms to get McLean up to Scotland, although it is a deal that I believe the player is wanting to get done. So we'll watch that one with interest. I think he's a player that Philippe Clement does want, but whether or not it's a deal that they can get done is another matter altogether. We saw that with Yusuf Kabadai and his move to Augsburg yesterday, another player that Rangers did want, but ultimately the package on offer and for Germany was a deal that he wanted to remain with rather than coming to Scotland. Other players that we still expect business to be done with regards to is Abdullah Sima. Continued talks between Rangers and Brighton expected for the winger. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see a deal done for Sima before the end of this transfer window. In terms of outgoings, Tom Lawrence is another one who has been subject to a lot of interest from multiple clubs. Expect that to ramp up over the coming days, as is the link with Scott Wright and Sheffield Wednesday that we spoke about on the show at the beginning of the week. My understanding is that that's a deal that's close to completion and that may well be completed over the course of the next 48 hours or so. So lots to get done, both in and out of Rangers. And as soon as we get anything definitive, we'll certainly keep you updated here on the channel. That will do us for this one. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll speak to you next time here on the Fourth Official.